Hey there guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another Best Class Setups in Modern Warfare video. This time we are of course taking a look at the one-shot demon. That is of course the FAL, the FAL. One of the coolest weapons in this game. I mean, this weapon is of course not for everyone. Like, why would you grab a single shot weapon when you could pretty much just grab like an AS Val and just close your eyes and shoot enough bullets to spray down probably the entire enemy team without reloading? But a single shot weapon is of course a very interesting weapon in this game. Now you can of course get that one shot headshot, which is why people are typically drawn to these weapons, because they usually feel good, and if you do land those headshots you do get an instant kill, which is absolutely fantastic. If you haven't already done so, make sure you do hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on. I do very much appreciate it, and it does very much help me out. And we're just going to jump straight into our FAL class here because it's cool. I like this one a lot. It's fairly interesting in this game, and it does sort of compete at those medium distances with those longer range weapons. The FAL, as I said, does get those one-shot headshots, which make for a very interesting sort of situation in most games. If you can be accurate and you do have that fast trigger finger, you usually just get 1 to 2 shot kills with this. Like, you land a headshot, instant kill, fantastic. You do have to get 2 shot kills for the most part if you aren't being accurate and missing those heads though, which can be a little bit of a problem as it can be a little bit slower sometimes to get those kills, but you really do want to aim for the head with this. Anyway, starting off with our secondary here, we're looking at the Akimbo Renettis, which is a little bit of an interesting option in this game. They did nerf this a while back with the triple burst mod, the MK3 burst mod barrel, but we're still going with that, the monolithic suppressor, the 5mm laser, the lightweight trigger, and of course the Akimbo perk. Basically, we're using this as essentially a shotgun. If anybody does get too close to us, we just pull out this particular option and just blast people away. We don't want to waste a perk slot. We don't want to waste Ghost for overkill, having to take a shotgun or something like that, or an MP5 or whatever. So this is a good little pocket option just to pull out if somebody does get too close. Our perks are the very standard setup that you do see on the channel all the time. The EOD, Ghost, and Tracker. That combination is really fantastic in this game. EOD is for not dying to those explosives because they are really common at the moment. Semtexes are pretty much everywhere now that the C4 is dead. Ghost is of course for staying off of those UAVs, which are still super common as people try and work their way around a lot of these maps. They want UAVs to try and work out where people are. And of course, Tracker is for seeing those enemy footprints, which does combine very nicely with having a silenced weapon as well as Tracker as well as dead silence, which a great combination there for sneaking up on people. The lethal is of course the Semtex because, as I said, the C4 is pretty much dead. You can't chuck it anywhere. You might as well just chuck it at your feet and double tap F and you just die. So the Semtex is always a good option here to chuck it at something and it sticks on the wall and it gets a kill. And then the tactical is of course the stim shot, because getting that extra chance per life and refreshing that tactical sprint can save your life sometimes and is really nice here. Now, as I said, you're looking all about those one-shot kills with a fast aim down sight time with this FAL class setup. Starting off with that monolithic suppressor here for that sound suppression and damage range, as well as about a 15% increase to our bullet velocity, which is of course very nice, but not mentioned in the statistics. One of the things that I do like about Cold War that I've seen is there is exact weapon stats. I mean, we're probably going to have to test them to see if it's true or not, because Modern Warfare has lied to us for basically the entire year, so maybe fact checking on those weapon stats in Cold War would be a good idea, but the monolithic suppressor is a good place to start here. Then we move to the XRK marksman barrel for that damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control. Of course, most of the best barrels in the game do feature these stats. Essentially, we just want to make it very easy for us to hit our shots as fast as possible and have them do the most damage they can at those medium to longer distances. In the stock slot, you can take the FSS close quarter stock or the no stock. The no stock does increase our recoil, so it is a little bit harder to hit these single double shots, which, I mean, that can be a bit of a problem, but if you're sort of sprinting around everywhere with that high movement speed and high aim down sight speed, it's a good trade-off in most situations. But if you are just sort of sitting in those medium distances, that aim down sight speed from the close quarter stock is usually enough to get by. Then the stipple grip tape, of course, getting that aim down sight speed, sprint to fire speed up as high as possible. We don't include a sight with this particular option, so the aim down sight speed is naturally quite high because the iron sights are just like a little W shape and it's very clean. And then the commando foregrip as well for that recoil stabilization. This does help us with our sort of horizontal recoil. That's what recoil stabilization means, and that's a good last attachment on this particular class, and it makes us very accurate here. As we usually do, we're just going to jump into some gameplay here. Of course, this class was brought to you courtesy of Hemi Price, leaving that comment wanting us to do the FAL. And, you know, if you leave a comment and you want to see me do something, I'll typically do it if you ask nicely, like this guy did here, so I do appreciate that. And as I said, we're just going to jump into some gameplay here. Alrighty, as I mentioned in the start of this video, it does seem at the moment that there isn't really much point in taking a single fire weapon when there are weapons like the AS FAL, which you can literally just hose bullets into people. I mean, the accuracy can be a little bit iffy sometimes with that particular weapon, but I mean, you just like have such a high fire rate. Pretty much every time you fire at someone, you should be getting a kill for the most part, so it does seem a little bit tricky to get away with weapons like this at the moment. But if you're accurate and you're getting those headshots, like instant kills that feel very nice, you do still have a time to kill on the AS FAL of about 130-ish milliseconds at those right distances, but I mean, if you land a headshot with this particular weapon, I mean, the time to kill is 0. So it's pretty good. Like, if you're landing a headshot with this weapon, you're getting very quick kills anyway. So you do have to be quite accurate here, but I mean, so you do have to be quite accurate here, as I said. So this weapon isn't really for everyone. Like, not everyone is going to enjoy this particular weapon, because a lot of the time it is simply just easier to pull out an automatic weapon and just sprint around everywhere. And I do that too. Like, it is a lot easier to use those style of weapons. But I mean, if you're after a challenge, something a little bit different here, this could be a class that you enjoy, especially if you already like those single shot weapons, because they're actually kind of fun. They're actually a good deal of enjoyment here. Especially with the FAL, which used to be one of the worst weapons in the game, and now is actually just very, very good. Like, it's just a good option. Like, you get those one-shot kills, and it just feels really, really nice here. It feels like it's a well-balanced weapon. For the most part, you're likely to get 2-shot kills if you're sort of missing those headshots every now and then, which, that's fairly normal. Like, no one's going to hit a headshot every single time they go out, but, I mean, you know, if you're accurate, you can get a decent amount of one-shot kills, which is all you can be after, really. So we're just controlling the middle portion of this map at the moment, which, I mean, is not too bad. There is, of course, somebody pulling up on the left here. Actually, they're flipping. They're getting behind us here. So this should be a fairly easy situation to deal with. We are going to grab the ammo box here, though, just because we're a little bit short on the old ammo. And we're going to take up the middle position and wait for people to try and cross here. Hopefully they do come towards us fairly soon, so we're not just sitting here, like, talking to ourselves. Come on. No. Oh, I let him walk up on us, man. I let him walk up on us there. We're going on a nice little streak there. Of course, the Akimbo Renettis aren't as strong as they used to be in terms of that sort of bullet damage. Like, they did nerf this fairly heavily, like, a while ago, which, I mean, was completely warranted. It was actually, like, the best weapon in the game. It's a sidearm, and you can't really have that, so I mean, that is what it is, but it's still a good option in this game. If somebody does get too close, you can usually pistol them away. So the idea with this particular spot here is to pull up in the middle here, not make too much of a scene here. Don't get too many kills in this particular spot, because they do get very pissed off if you are in here. Like, they do not appreciate it at all. Ooh, that is a very slow aim down sight speed shotgun. This is, yeah, ugly. So peek around the corner like that, and then we'll pull out the FAL and do a little peeky. So yeah, as I said, you got to be accurate with this particular weapon. I mean, this gameplay is going to go for a while, so you might not see all of it, but I mean, accuracy is the name of the game here. You want to be getting as many one-shot kills as you can, because the time to kill, as I've mentioned already, is quite low. It's quite low if you're hitting headshots, so that's quite good. So if you're accurate with this weapon, you get rewarded, and that's all weapons like these are about. Like, getting rewarded for being accurate is such a very good thing in this game. Of course, you are punished if you do miss your shots, which, I mean, don't. Like, if you don't miss your shots, this weapon is very, very good. But if you do, I mean, you get punished for it, and it's an interesting gameplay mechanic. Like, you are punished for missing shots, which is, I mean, that's okay. I'm pretty convinced of people being quite close to us here. Let's move up. Hello? He did not know that we were there at all. Like, his knowledge of where we were there was literally 0. Come through the nice close quarters areas of the map. Having amped would also be very, very helpful for a situation like that, where we do have... Oh, that was not very good. We did get the support healer though, which is pretty good. There isn't really too much else to say about this particular weapon. Accuracy is the king with most of the weapons in the game that aren't just like spam, fire and forget, don't worry about where you're aiming and stuff like that. So it can be a little bit difficult for us to hit our shots here, but if we come through the middle, we should be able to get a pick on the guy. Yep. And then just wait for more people to come to us, because they're guaranteed to come this way. If somebody does come up the stairs, we're going to blast them away with the pistols. Yes. Another one on C. Oh, that is... Ooh, killing field. Keep walking into me, boys. Keep walking in. Because everybody is pushing up on A, so I suspect they're going to spawn over here. Yep, I was right. See, those pistols still do their job. Like, they still do their close range, medium range little spiel, despite being worse than they were previously. I think they're still going to be spawning. Oh, no, they're on B. They're on B, okay. So if we can get over there, we might be able to get a couple of kills here. Nice. Alrighty, we're going to have our final thoughts on this particular class setup in just a second, courtesy of Hemi Price for suggesting this to me, and I'll talk to you guys in just a sec. I mean, 29 and 3 is pretty good. That's not bad. Alrighty, so as we talked about a bunch with the particular FAL class setup that we've got here, you are rewarded for accuracy, but you're sort of punished for missing, which is a good place for this weapon to be balanced in. If you are hitting those one-shot kills, like if you're very, very good on the trigger finger, you can hit those 1 to 2 shot kills, you're going to get a lot of kills with this particular weapon. But basically all we're after is that one-shot kill and those fast aim down sight speeds, and that's what we get with this particular class, a really nice option in this game. Again, as I said already, thank you very much to Hemi Price for recommending that we do make a video on the FAL. I do appreciate you sending that in. And make sure you hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on if you have not already done so. I do very much appreciate it, and it does very much help me out. And of course, I will see you in the next one. Bye!